The Struggling Artist Record Club is a vinyl record subscription service where I hunt and curate the best punk and punk-adjacent music out there and mail their record to your door each and every month. Imagine finding your new favorite band from across the country without ever having to leave the house. It doesn't get much better than that. The excitement of discovering new music just got that much easier. As a member of the Struggling Artist Record Club, you are going to receive some of the best music you've ever heard from bands you may never even heard of. Whether you've been collecting records for years or just starting out, the Struggling Artist Record Club is designed specifically for you. And right now, all new members get a Struggling Artist Record Club exclusive along with the monthly selection. So head to StrugglingArtistRecordClub.com, pick a membership, and start building that collection today. Man, I'm pumped for this episode. Like, you guys were like my best discovery of 2024. Like,
hell yeah,
yeah. And it's funny because like I hate social media, but like I discover a lot of music through like Instagram. And
yeah.
I must have been Flail had something up about you guys, and I went and checked your stuff out, and like immediately, I immediately bought all the digital stuff, and then I went to Flail, got how many people, how many dogs. And I was just running with it. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is good stuff. Like, you know.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, man. So you're in South Carolina right now, or do you live there, or?
I technically don't really live anywhere. Just because I'm on tour so much.
Yeah.
But I am in South Carolina right now. I'm in Columbia. That's like where I was born. So I was born here in Columbia, South Carolina. But yeah, basically just live in my truck or crashing with family and stuff when I'm not on tour here.
Mm-hmm. What's the New Orleans link to you?
That's like where we started the band, and like that's when I just started playing music. Like I went there when I was really, really young. I was like first started traveling. I went through there, and then we like formed the band there, and I lived there for like almost 10 years or so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then when COVID happened, that's like when I left basically because I was like, if the end of the world's coming, I'm not going to be in New Orleans.
Yeah,
it's already mayhem. You know,
you got that wanderer in you too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just constantly traveling. I mean, it's like it's addicting. I can't stop. But
I always had the wandering bug in me, and like I wasn't like in a band. I don't play music or anything like that, but like I always found myself in jobs where I could like go places, you know, and like I had a business for about 12 years, and I ended up, it brought me, you know, while I went to Tennessee for another thing, but then I ended up from there, I went to like Pittsburgh, but I was traveling all over the country for this like contract that I had, and I was like, this is like, you know, same thing. I wasn't even going to get a place in Pittsburgh because I was going to be traveling so much, you know, but I'm glad I did, because while I was there is when COVID happened, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I got to be somewhere. And the work slowed down, you know.
Right.
So I was like, God damn, you know.
So you're in Pittsburgh now?
No, I'm in Massachusetts. So I grew up in like Rhode Island, and then I just couldn't wait to get the fuck out of there, you know. So I left there a bunch of times, came back, went to Massachusetts in 2012. And basically, like, this has been kind of home base ever since. Like, I left for a few years, you know, but came back to Massachusetts. So this is where I am, you know.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So it's funny because you know, you got the nickname Little Matt. I actually met a Little Matt when I was in New Orleans.
Oh really?
Yeah. This was 2001. This is a long time ago. He was roommates with a buddy of mine that I went to school with, because they were going to school together at the time. I think they were both done. Like, they both like kind of dropped by then. But Yeah, so when I went out there, I met that's what. So when I first heard like your name was that, I'm like, I got to see if this is the same guy. I don't think you're the same person, unless you lived on Spain Street. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I lived on Spain Street.
oh
for
man,
years.
yeah. Did you have a roommate named Justin?
No.
Justin Barrows? No.
Damn, that's fucking weird though.
Yeah. Because little Matt had a little truck. He had a little truck, and he came and picked us up one night. He rescued us on it was like St. Patrick's Day weekend when we were there. And,
wait, what's his name?
It's Justin. They used to call him. They used to call him Boy. They just called him Boy.
But, yeah, no, I don't think so.
No,
I would be surprised if I didn't remember that, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yeah,
that's a weird. There was another dude that lived there named Scott. Scott with a K. Yeah. So that's just a weird little degree of separation, though. You know.
Yeah, little Matt on Spain Street, who also drives a truck.
Yeah.
Could have been me, dude.
I think he was from like the Baton Rouge area originally.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that was. Yeah. So when I first I was like, "Is this no way?" I was like, "This would be the weirdest coincidence ever." You know what I mean? So, yeah. So like I said, I discovered your music, and like, it's probably. I mean, I'm probably one of the most original sounding like albums I've ever heard.
Okay, thanks.
You got this like dirty blues, like especially like the latest album. I call it like it's like sinister, like you know what I mean. Like there's mischief going on. You can kind of tell.
Yeah, no, that's funny. It's funny you said that because I remember seeing the clip of you saying that, and I actually can't remember who I was with, but they were like, "Damn, that's like the best way to describe it. Like he fucking nailed it." I was like,
yeah, because like there's like especially with Flail has a particular flavor that they go for,
For sure.
with a couple different things, but like it wasn't like an evil like kind of thing, and it wasn't like it was dark, but like it was more in like a mischief kind of sinister way, and I feel like that's been like that. I mean, for that's pretty much been me my entire life, kind of like mischievous and like you know what I mean, just like kind of like just going my own path, you know what I mean, and doing whatever the fuck I wanted to do, and from the moment the intro starts, and like I hear the I'm like, oh yeah.
I'm actually in the room where we recorded that intro.
In the right now?
Yeah. This is the apartment that. This is the person that's on the phone. Alan Lydia.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's actually they go by Little Matt as well. So.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. It's wild, man. Because like one thing in music today, like you don't get a lot of those like bits anymore. You know.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like I know at least 3 of your albums have some kind of a bit in it, right? So
it's way more fun doing that than playing music. My whole life's a bit, yeah. No doubt. When did you like decide that music was like your thing? Like you were gonna do this and just take it and run with it? I mean, it was just kind of like I left home when I was like 16 or something. It was just like hitchhiking and riding trains and stuff, and it was basically like. It just became a point, like a means, like a way to make money or whatever. It was just like busking on the street, so I could like keep traveling. And then I did that for years and years and years, and then finally like settled down in New Orleans, and we like were like starting to actually like make good money, and like that's where the band formed. And I was like, oh shit, like we can actually pay rent. We should probably like live somewhere, So and we ended up, Then like I met like all the original band members down there. And the busking just kind of like turned it into like that was our job,
Yeah. Because I've seen videos of you guys like out. It looks like right on Bourbon Street playing, right?
Yeah, mostly on like Royal.
No,
I mean all over the French Quarter, but yeah, they like shut down part of Royal Street, so it's like a pedestrian mall. So like bands could just set up in the street because there's no like car traffic or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's one street like parallel to Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Royal. So
I remember when I was there, I saw some of the coolest things. Like there was a guy, he had like this guy had like marionettes, and like he had like a car stereo system hooked to a skateboard, and they were like playing, like the marionettes were like doing like a blues show. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's yeah. You'll see some fucking crazy shit down there for sure.
Yeah.
Like, performers are like on a whole nother level.
Yeah. It's just yeah. So I mean, so you travel quite a bit, like. Where do you like what do you have places that kind of draw you more than other places, or?
You mean like favorite cities or?
Yeah, favorite cities or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I mean, dude. It's honestly like I even think Kansas is pretty. You know, like I just like traveling, but it's mostly it all has to do with the weather. Like I haven't seen snow in like 8 years, so it's like I like the north when in the summer, I like this, or yeah, in the south in the winter. So it's like if you like all my tours is constantly just like. It's not necessarily because I want to go to these places. It's just because like I live in a truck, so it's like you know it revolves around the weather basically. But yeah, I mean like Portland, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, New Orleans, St. Louis, Minneapolis, New York City. Those are my big. Those are.
Have you come up to New England like Boston, like Massachusetts, Maine, New Hampshire?
I've played a bunch. Well, we played a bunch in Maine. I haven't. Like I've done lots of like busking traveling tours through those places, but like we played Maine a couple of times, but I don't think I've ever even played music in Massachusetts ever.
Yeah.
I definitely driven through it a bunch, but yeah, I mean I've got homies in Boston and stuff like that, so I wanted to check it out at some point. But
yeah, you got to let me know if you do, dude. I'll, you know, I got a couch, absolutely. I got a dog. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, dude! I'll bring all those things.
No doubt, man. You know, it's just like your music. Have you always played this style of music in like? And I asked that because like you definitely have like punk ethos in there, right? I can definitely hear like the punk rock style. That's the thing. I think people in the general population don't understand how wide the net is for like punk rock. You know what I'm saying?
Totally.
I have a record club that's primarily like it's punk rock and punk rock adjacent, and I can get really weird with the adjacent part because like things, you know, due to degrees of separation or whatever, like I can make it happen. So I'm always trying to let people hear different things, like not just like your normal street punk or your pop punk or anything like that, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. I think it's like it's one of those things like with people are just like, and don't you ever call like grindcore or death metal in front of like a grindcore person or something, you know? But like to me, like all that shit is punk. Like metal is punk, like the old timey shit that we play, and like the whole folk punk scene, like all that is like to me, yeah, I just like I get subgenres and like it does kind of bother me when people get it wrong, you know? But at the same time, like, dude, it's all just fucking punk, whatever.
Yeah, I'm always like, it's just all rock and roll, you know? It's just like, exactly. It all came from Robert Johnson, you know?
Yeah, yeah, the true legends.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so I try not to pigeonhole anybody so much, but like, yeah, so like, were you always playing like this style though? Like, is this where you kicked it off?
I started out doing like punk bands, like kind of like street punk, you know, when I was younger. And I played in a couple different like pop punk bands and some metal bands here and there. But yeah, I mean, Yes Ma'am's been a thing since I was like 17. So
oh, okay, yeah. So that's been
like 16, 17 years or something of just doing Yes Ma'am, and it's such like a rotating cast of people. So it's like we had like a pretty standard. Like 6 members that were in the band when I was living in New Orleans for like 10 years. And now these days it's just kind of like a lot of the people I play with are in other bands, so it just like depends on their schedules. But so I also like to have every tour be kind of different because like no one wants to hang out with me for that long, and I don't want to hang out with them for that long, you know? So it's like
yeah, no doubt.
It keeps it fun and interesting. Like I definitely have like my set members that are like if they're available, like I ask them to come, but they're always, you know, like Holy Locust and Bridge City Sinners and like lots of bands that have like our staple members, but they're so busy all the time. So it's like basically whoever wants to live in my moldy truck for a couple months.
Yeah. Do you get to do you get out there and do solo stuff too?
Yeah, I've actually in the past couple of years I've been doing more of that, just because of like just having a truck. Like I mean. Yeah. I can only bring like maybe 2 people tops, and like so it's and I really enjoy traveling alone. I mean, it definitely sounds better in touring. It's more fun with the band, but I do a lot of solo tours too.
Yeah, right on. So so it's like Yes Ma'am is like the project, right? And like you're like the focal point of the project, and then people file in when they can, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's a band out here that's well, they're more into Boston. I'm like in Worcester, the area, like so.
Okay.
But like the band, you see the Coffin Salesman, the one behind me, like their project's kind of like that, like where it's like Arya is like the focal point, and then he's got a full band, but like not everybody can get together. So sometimes it's just him. Sometimes he does this thing called the Gloom Trio, which is like the bass player plays sax, and they have a clarinet player in the band. She rips, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah. So like, you know, but they do their thing, and like that's kind of how it is. Like it's you know, Coffin Salesman's the project, and then when they play shows, depending on what album it is, they'll have different people in there. So I like that. I'm constantly listening to new sounds and like sounds that you don't particularly hear in like regular mainstream music. And you know, did you have like a Spoons player in Runaway?
That was
Was there like a Spoons?
It was a washboard, but he like had all these like attachments to it that sounds like spoons.
Okay, yeah.
I don't remember what they're called, but like yeah, it's like this little attachment he had. That's actually Sean DeMario, who used to play in Tejon Street Corner Thieves. He was playing washboard on that album.
Oh, nice. When you write these songs, like, do you think of all these different sounds? Are these all going through your head?
No, dude, it's me playing 3-chord songs, and then I'm just like, everybody go for it. So like, really, they're the ones that are making it sound, you know,
yeah,
like all the melodies and stuff. Like, yeah, those little taps he's doing, and like the fiddle leads and the banjos and all that. Like, basically, I just have like a super simple, scratched out version of a song, and I'm like, everybody just feel it out. So like, I don't write the melodies or anything like that. But if you stripped it down and it was just me and a guitar, it's like. It's kind of like, man, you need to put that band back on stage. You know, like they're the ones that really like, you know, make it sound full. And
so is it? I mean, do you, with that, because like you said, you're not always together with everybody. When you write a new song, like, do you send it to them so they can feel it out, or do you like just start playing and they just kind of ad lib along and then it makes something?
I think honestly, in 17 years, I probably had like 3 band practices.
Yeah. So like. That's chemistry, though. That's awesome.
So simple, you know. They're like 3 chords, so it's like usually it's just like I'm just like, hey, this one's in G, and they're like actual musicians, like who do practice. Like I don't, but like so they can just like kind of hop on and do it. And like a lot of times, like we just recently went on tour, and I was playing on tour with Ponch Bueller, and they were trying to figure out the songs. And they like really wanted to practice, but I was just like, for whatever reason, I just fucking hate doing it. So it's like, but and I was just like, dude, they're so easy. Like, just play whatever you want and fucking make it weird and just fucking shred. So,
I mean, I feel like that's good chemistry, right? Like, and it seems like you can kind of fit with anybody if they can just, you know what I mean? If they can just kind of follow the lead and just go with it, you know?
Yeah, everybody's also like so intertwined. Like anybody that I would be touring with, I've probably been playing music with off and on for like a decade. So
right on, yeah.
Like, oh, I remember this one, or you know, like so. Fuck practice, dude. Yeah, just shred. Yeah.
Just let the music feel through you, right? Just
totally.
Like, So you have this like you definitely like in that it's like that old blues sound. Was this music like? Did you grow up listening to this music, or did you just decide like, hey, I like this, we're gonna run with it, or?
You know, I really didn't. And it was like something that like I had heard like in passing, like old like Robert Johnson's that style of blues is like by far the biggest, you know, inspiration or whatever you want to call it. Like that's the sound. Like I remember the first time I really heard it, and like my friend basically like just gave me a fucking giant file of like old fucking blues. And but I mean, even before that, like I was playing like somewhat country stuff, but like it always had this like bluesy soul thing. Like it just like so happens that like Modest Mouse is like a huge influence to me, which is not an answer you would have assumed, but like
yeah.
I just like, but the vocals and stuff, yeah, I feel like it's like a mixture of like old blues with like Modest Mouse, like
it definitely has like there's some country twang in there. It's just a lot of different. It's funny because like I'm always telling people like I used to be like, oh, I hate country music, but like if you look hard enough, you will find something. You will find something, and like I've found quite a bit over the years, and like so like whenever someone's like, I don't like that kind of music, I'm like, you're just being lazy, you know?
Yeah, it's just like just don't listen to the radio.
Yeah, that's it. That's how they're using it on. Like it's like it's the same thing with like people like there's no there's no more good blah 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 whatever genre. I'm like, you're just not looking. Like and that's the beauty of what I do. Like I love searching and finding this stuff to share it with people, you know. So when we brought, so like you guys were mentioned twice. Yes Ma'am was mentioned on like we had an episode of the turntable where every month we have like an X Factor where someone picks like, all right, you got to look for a band that has something like this, and it was Dogs. And I was like, I couldn't find one, and then I was listening to that album while I was looking, and I'm like, wait, this album is it, like, you know. So that came in, and then we did our best of, and I brought you back around because, like, I don't know, man, the masses need to hear Yes Ma'am, and like, I get so excited when I hear something like that I absolutely love, and like I feel like everyone should hear it, everybody. How did you hook up with Flail Records? How did you get involved with them?
So it's basically just like through friends of friends, and so Connor from Taylor Street Corners, he was like really put me on. I was like, fuck that, I don't want to fucking label, like it's bullshit, blah blah blah, DIY, whatever, you know, like. And then I found out that Scott, who runs Flail, who also plays bass in Bridge City Sinners. I found out that he used to play in Profane Sass, which is like a really older like folk punk band, and they were like some of my really good friends. And when I found that he used to play bass in that band, I was like, show me where to sign. Like I'm fucking down. Like, but yeah, that's like that. Without Flail, like I would have given up years ago. You know, just like just because they help some, like they help run the social media. They help book tours, and like they like put you on a platform, you know, like, and that's just like shit that I like. I'm not even logged into the band account, like.
I went through there first, and then I saw you commented on something, so I hit you up, and that's how we started this thing. I'm the same way. I had my producer took care of the social media for like 2 years, and then like he ended up going into the hospital, so I had to take it over, and now I'm just like stuck. Now I'm just doing it. I'm like, whatever. Like,
dude, I mean, somebody's got to do it. Like,
yeah, that's it.
You have to fucking be like online.
Yeah, because I tried. Before he signed on, like I just stopped doing it, and I was all of a sudden no one was listening to the podcast anymore. I'm like, wow, this shit's really like important.
I'm so fucking thankful. Like Joseph, our banjo player, he's like my manager as well, but. I mean, he gets paid to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, but I'm so thankful because, like, he's almost as weird as I am. So it's like the shit that he posts, I think is fucking hilarious. Like, people are like, I was just like, confusion is key. Like, don't be like, hey, what's up, guys? You got our new song? Like, let's be weird and funny, you know? So it's like, I remember he was like posting random shit. It was like Zimbabwe Railways. Like, we got like. Sponsored by them, which is a total joke, but if you know us, like, then you know it's a joke. But I was like getting messages from my friends who were like, dude, I think your band account got hacked. Like, they're just posting the weirdest shit. I was like, no, that's kind of just like our sense of humor. It might not be good, but we think it's funny. So like,
yeah. I just post like, so for the record club, I just post a picture of my dog, and I'm like, my dog says she needs more food, so buy records. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You know, like I don't like it, but sometimes that shit, like it works. You know what I mean? Like people are like, okay, this guy's posting pictures of an adorable dog. Let's go see what his record club is. You know?
Yeah, dude. Dogs and cats, fucking, they get anybody.
Yeah, they run the internet.
Yeah, dude. You just fucking YouTube funny cat videos. I'm fucking busy for like 6 hours. You know?
No doubt. Oh man, so you got. Your band got nominated, or did you get nominated or considered? What's the difference between that? Do you know, for like a Grammy or something? Was that?
I don't know what that means.
I know, yeah.
They told, like, I remember Scott sent me a message. I think you have to, like, there's some sort of like sign up, and then they pick like, but I mean they also pick like 10,000 nominations are considered or whatever. So it's not like. I don't know. When Scott sent me that message, I was like, "Cool." I don't know what that means.
Right.
In the conversation, but it was just like,
you know what it is? It's just cool to be on the bill, right? Like it's like if you're on a cool flyer, let's go.
Yeah, dude, I got to send that to my mom. I was like, hey, Mom, this doesn't mean anything, but I'm not going to tell you that, you know?
Yeah, it's like being on a good, it's like being on a good show. That's all.
Yeah. It was fucking sweet. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, but that's rad. Yeah, I'm about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about how many people, how many dogs a little bit. Like I said, this was my introduction to you, and I'm like, I'm in. Is this like when you wrote these songs, are these just like a collection, or were you like writing with a specific like theme or a story? Not so much like a concept, but like an idea, you know?
Yes. It was a little bit of everything. I mean, it's mostly like, I would say 80% of the record was like, we had like 6 days in the studio or whatever time amount we had. Like, I think 80% of the record was written in the studio.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a few songs where I actually wrote lyrics, but a lot of it's just like kind of freestyle and shit, which is like I'm not like super proud of, but like it's just funnier and easier that way. But I mean, because there's probably some made up words on that album, you know, like that freezed in there. So Alan is saying yes, there definitely is made up words on that.
Yeah.
So. But we did write some lyrics, but there wasn't really like a concept or anything. Like the album wasn't named what it was until like months after it was finished or whatever.
Yeah. Because I mean, it just has, like I said, like, the whole album has that vibe that I was taught, like that mischief and sinister kind of vibe to it, you know. So that's why I ask that, and like it fits, like, and don't be like you're not proud that like a lot of it was just spitballing in there, because like if that works, like, and it did work, you know what I mean? So. Yeah. Like,
I'm stoked about it. I just think like from like a professional writer or something, they're like, that's not how you're supposed to do that. But I'm like, I fucking love that we just go in there and I'm like, just fucking.
You know what professional writers do? They don't have fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the sinister mischief vibe. Like, yeah, I mean, we're actually about that life, and we're in the studio like doing shit. You know, like, so, like, maybe like, you know, but like Joseph helped me, the banjo player. He helped me with some of the lyrics and stuff, and like basically we just like, and he's just constantly joking about what the next line should be.
Yeah.
And like, if it's funny enough, that's it. Like, he was like, dude, I was just kidding. I was like, yeah, but I'd rather do that than,
yeah.
You know,
right on. Let's see. There was a song. So, is G Burns a thing?
Bruh, I knew this was coming because.
Oh no.
no. It's fine. It's just I just don't know the answer to it because I just did another podcast. Somebody asked me about it.
Yeah.
But I just it's actually like an old traditional song, like from like the early 20s, like blues song. But it's like, I don't know who the fucking G Burns is, but if I had to guess, it's just kind of like poking fun at religion a little bit. Like, it's like this like folklore person that didn't actually exist. Like,
yeah.
But I honestly don't know like the real origin story to it. But it's like, if you do get a chance to hear the original, it's fucking phenomenal. It's like old blues, but there's like this huge like church kind of choir, like just like sound to it. But G Burns by Pork Chop and some other artist, I can't remember their name, but if you find the original, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I don't know, because when I was listening to it, and like because of like, I don't know, because of some of the other songs too, like I thought of G Burns as like some kind of like New Orleans, like Louisiana, like swamp creature.
Right. I think it's either I'm like that's what it is actually.
Yeah. We'll go with that. We'll just go with that.
Yeah. That sounds good. That's better than what I thought. So. I'm stealing that.
Yeah, do it, please do. Yeah. Everything from the album, like every song, it just hits for me, and like the album art, I feel like I've been in a place that looked just like that. You know, with a plate just like that, you know? Like,
oh, bro. Dude, the night before that, actually, I'm not going to get about that, but yeah. But, like, it wasn't, like, we didn't actually the room much. Like, it kind of looked like that already. I mean, that wasn't real cocaine either.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because like I every time I look at it, there's something new. Like I never even realized there was someone on the floor until like recently. I was like, oh shit, there's a person there.
I love covers like that too, where you always like find something new every time you look at it.
Yeah, for sure. So let's kind of I mean, so the album you basically you did it. You kind of just got together with everybody and play, fiddled it out with no pun intended there. But I mean, how's the reception been for it? I feel like, as much as I like it, I feel like it's got to be, it's probably done pretty well,
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Things are, I think the new album probably has a lot to do with it, but I think, like, just Joseph and people working and having an online presence, and, like, because we never did that, like, ever. Like, I mean, we got pretty, like,
well, I mean, it worked. That's how I found you, right? So,
I think, I mean, shit's, like, really popping off now harder than it ever has, but that's just because people are getting fucking good at the internet, and we're, like, actually, everybody else is trying, and I'm just, all I gotta do is show up, which is great, but...
Just pull up in the truck.
Yeah, but it's being perceived well. Yeah, I mean, I'm like really stoked about it, and there's some heavy hitters on there like Lightning Luke, from Lightning Luke and Bridge City Sinners, and Clyde, who plays in Bridge City Sinners, Joseph that played Black Death All Stars, Bob that plays at Holy Locust. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but
I found that band recently too. I really like their album. Yeah.
They're the best band in the world, dude.
Oh man,
and I mean, that has a lot to do with the fact that they're like my favorite fucking people on the planet.
Yeah.
Their new record is fucking.
I picked it up. I think I picked it up when I got yours. So yeah. I just recently they just reissued Runaway and Yet Bless This Mess, so I grabbed those on vinyl too.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. So I really like Runaway. It's funny because like this, I feel like, I mean, it all sounds like Yes Ma'am. But I really feel like How Many People, How Many Dogs kind of sounds like it's a little bit darker of a record, like I said, the Mischief and all that shit. I feel like than like Runaway or Bless This Mess,
Yeah, well, I mean, like any word that comes out of my mouth, I mean that should happen, or like
Yeah.
There's like little hidden like. If you know about bad shit, then you understand it. But there's like little hidden messages and stuff. Like I'm not, Bad Dog Blues is not about dogs. It's
right.
Dogs,
Yeah.
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 No. But look, we came a long way. Like
Yeah. What else? What else can we do but share our experiences, man?
Yeah.
So. No, I mean, it's like congrats on an awesome album. It's a lot of fun listening to it, and it's a lot of fun letting people hear it. I hope at some point we get you up here in New England, because I would love. I mean, I know, like, so you did a leg of the Bridge City Sinners tour, and like, I thought you were coming through with them, and I was like, oh, and then you weren't on the for the New England. So I was like, damn.
It's very confusing with that too. Like, I got a lot of messages because it's like bands coming in and out of that tour.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, like you weren't at the New York show, and I was like, I don't even know where I am right now. I don't know where we're going, but like, if you look at the tour poster really closely, which it is confusing though, right? Like,
yeah. So it was a little bit. I once you figure it out, like, you look for the little symbols there.
Yeah. It's just fucking like decoding like the fucking Da Vinci Code, dude. It's like there's got to be a better way to do this. Like,
yeah, no doubt.
Like 12 bands hopping in and out. It's like, oh, they're the star, and you're like fucking like trying to look all close. It's like, just make another flyer, dude.
Yeah. So what I know, like when we first talked out, you were in the middle of a tour. That's why I was like, when you're all set. But then I was like, oh man, he's going back out in like a week. Let's try to nail something down as soon as possible. Tell me a little bit like about just the life, like life, like you just want to travel. You're just traveling and you're doing your thing, and like I mean, it's got to be like for me. It was definitely, I felt like I don't know. I guess I read Kerouac once, and I was like, yeah, you know, if I own a rug, I own too much. Now I own way too much. You know, I'm 43, and I'm like, fuck, where did I get all this shit? You know what I mean? Like, but I always lived by like this simple rule that like I could just get rid of everything I had and just go. And I had that freedom, and I never felt that anchor. And now, like, I'm older, and I kind of feel that anchor. And like, part of me is like, I'm okay with it, but part of me is like, you could just leave. You take your dog and go, you know? So like, kind of tell me, like, what is it for you, like, to be able to just have that freedom all the time?
I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good and bad. I mean, I prefer it more over, like, you know, like my friend's house. Like, there's like pictures that are framed. Like, that would be cool to have some shit. You know, like I don't. Everything I own is in my truck, which is like not much.
Yeah.
At all, which is also a really good feeling. But yeah, getting older is like, man, I wish I had like a fucking house with like shelves and stuff. You know, like, because I mean, I'm definitely like, I'm getting pretty tired, but. Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And just like having friends everywhere I go, it's like, it's not just about, it's so far from the music is why I travel. It's just like seeing stuff and seeing friends all over the country and the world and just like meeting new people. Like just the run we did in Argentina not too long ago, like that was just like, I was like, this is like why I do this, you know? It's like, and I always have fun no matter where we go, but it's like, yeah, I mean, it outweighs the bad stuff when like you know you just get to constantly tour and like get paid to travel, like that's, you know, not like a lot or anything, but like I'm surviving. So
right yeah so yeah and like for me it was just like that's just it. Like, so I have shit on the walls here, right? We moved around a lot when I was a little kid, and like we stayed in like the same town or the same two towns, but like when my mother and her husband, when her and my stepfather bought a house, like I was like, I don't know, probably like 13 or so. So like it never felt like home. So like when I started moving out and I lived places, like I never hung shit on the walls because I just didn't feel like home. You know what I mean? So like when I found this place, the first time I actually lived here twice. So I lived here from 2016 to 2018. Then I left and went to Tennessee, Pittsburgh, and then I ended up coming back to the same goddamn apartment. Yeah. So I was like, all right, this might be home. You know what I mean?
I found the home. Yeah.
So like I hang things on the wall. I remember when I lived in Pittsburgh, I lived in one. I always wanted like I'm gonna live in like one of those condos where people come and they take care of your shit for you. I hated it, dude. It was like you know what got me? There was door handles instead of doorknobs. I felt fucking institutionalized. Like I was like, I had like a balcony, but then I only had one window other than that balcony. I'm like, this sucks. This is fucking terrible, you know? So like the maintenance guys would come in, they must have thought I was psycho because you could see my patch of fucking carpet you could see like the vacuum lines, like all like fucking, and there was no art on the walls. You know what I mean? Like, they must have thought like I was a fucking serial killer or some shit. But I just like, to me, like, I just being like having that freedom and not being anchored down was always like a fucking like, I just felt so good about it. You know what I mean? And I still don't, I mean, all I have here is stuff. I don't care. It's just stuff like, but like I have a job and I'm just like, oh man, like, you know, I don't want to conform that part of me, you know what I'm saying? Like that mischief in me, like don't conform and, you know, but it's tough. It's tough as I got older and I'm like, so I don't know. That's why I see people out there touring nonstop and I'm like, yes, just do that. Just keep doing that. You know, it seems like you got a good thing going with it. So,
no, I absolutely love it. But yeah, I mean, I do miss having a spot and like stuff. But yeah, even when I did though, like my bed was a pool table and shit. Like
that's awesome.
It's just like whatever trash I'd find on the side of the road was like my dresser or whatever.
Yeah. That's kind of how.
It's all garbage anyways or whatever.
I didn't buy my first bed until like. I think it was like 2016. You know what I mean? I just like there's like I think I had like a blow up mattress at one point, and I was like, all right, this is getting a little uncomfortable. You know?
It's like whatever I can find on the side of the road, just be like I fucking hope this doesn't have bed bugs. Don't have bed bugs. Don't have bed bugs. Have new bed.
Hopefully you found a vacuum up the road too for it. You know? Like,
yeah.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So I know you got stuff going on coming up. Do you want to you want to give us any shows or anything do you know of?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to Quebec February 3rd, and February 4th we got a show.
You're breaking your snow rule, you know.
I fucking know, dude. I fucking know. I do not have the right gear.
You
This
see
is
my
gonna
eyes light up when you said that. I was like, wait a minute.
be. I'm literally gonna fucking die up there. But
Well, I'm sorry. What was the date? February.
So it's February 4th, but everything's also in French, so I don't know where the fuck we're playing, dude. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, but I do know February 8th we're playing at the Hop Station, which is like an old railroad junction like building that they redid and turned into this like brewery, and it's like one of my favorite bars in the world. That's a Hop Station in Quaticook, Quebec, which is like an hour north of Burlington, Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a couple shows in Montreal. Like I said, they're all in French, so I don't fucking know where they are or anything. Yeah. And then we're doing a tour from New Orleans out west to like LA, and then up the West Coast, and then through the Midwest down back to New Orleans with Holy Locust, and that's in that's like March to the end of April.
Wow, good one. That's a good run.
Yeah, it's like a little over a month, I think. Yeah, with Holy Locust, which is gonna be fucking awesome because basically it's just them plus me, and then Holy Locust is gonna back me up while we're playing. It's like the old folk punk trick is like just adding one more person and then getting paid for two bands. You know, it's like
yes.
bitch. But those are also like my favorite people in the world, so I'm like really looking forward to that tour.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, what do I have to do to get you on the East Coast to get up here?
So we're gonna be there. I just started working with a new booker. This guy Josh from Tone Deaf, and he's booking us stuff. There's like some stuff I can't really talk about.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be in the Northeast and that in New England area in August, September. Which one's first? September, August, September. So what's after September? October. Yeah, I think like late September, August, September. So late September, October-ish. We're gonna be in the Northeast.
Cool.
Touring with some fucking really big heavy hitter bands. So
nice.
And that's like the area that I know we're gonna be in. I don't know the exact dates, but we're definitely playing. I imagine we're playing at least Boston. If not somewhere close to you. So
Yeah. Good, because I need to check you out. I got to see this live, because the energy I get just from the studio stuff, like, I'm gonna go.
I think our live shows is like that's how it should be seen.
Yeah. I'm gonna go nuts with it. I bet. Like I said, that feral dog in me is gonna.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's fucking party. I'm gonna get you in so much fucking trouble.
It's all right. It's all right. I've already been there. I'm sure. You know. Yeah. We'll trade those stories when we see each other in person, right?
Yeah. Because my mom's gonna see this. I can't really get into too much detail. You know?
No doubt.
You said you're in Worcester?
Worcester, yeah. I live right outside of Worcester. I live in between Providence, Rhode Island, and Worcester. I live in this like little, like it used to be like a mill town, and it's like farming too. So I live in like this little ass town, and then like, but everything is right there if I need it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
When I was in Tennessee, I was in Lawrence County, which is like, I thought it was going to be like a lot more populated than what it was, because like it was what did they say it was? It was like the biggest city between Chattanooga and Memphis, and I was like, cool that I got there. Like land wise, it was definitely huge, but like there was like fucking like 8,000 people there. I'm like,
yeah,
in the whole county. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Big.
So I like being on the outskirts, you know what I mean? Like close enough, but far enough away that I can do my own thing, and you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I want to be in between like two major cities. Like when I get the money and 10 years from now and buy some land. Yeah, I'm like, I want to be an hour out, but like not too far away from shows and stuff like that. Coming up, but Worcester is that where there's like a statue of like this fat guy like humping a turtle downtown?
A little boy.
Okay, I remember something like that, and I was like, "Is that?" You know what I mean? Like it's
very weird.
Not what it is.
Yeah.
In my mind, it's
I love that little man from Yes Ma'am. That's how he remembers Worcester, is the turtle boy statue. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is there.
Okay, cool. Fuck yeah.
And I don't know. They're like people try to defend what's going on, but the turtle's got an O face, you know.
Oh yeah. Like, okay. So it's not. I'm not just a sick fuck. Like
no, dude. That statue's that dude plowing that sea turtle, you know.
Yeah, he's.
And there's no ocean here, so I don't know why he's got that sea turtle in the middle of Worcester. You know what I mean?
That's fucking.
I'll give you a funny story. That statue disappeared for like 15 years and just showed up randomly back in the spot.
Whoa, that's fucking dope, dude.
That's like the long con. Like that's awesome. Whoever pulled that one was good. You know,
Yeah,
no one knew who took it, and then no one knew who put it back. It just showed up one day.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I love that, dude. I can't wait to do a bump off the turtle when I get there, man. I'm not gonna steal it, I promise, but I'll just borrow it for a minute.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's fine. Hey, we're gonna close out in a minute, but just give me a few minutes after we close out. All right.
I got you.
Yeah. Matt, where can people find Yes Ma'am? Where can they listen to your music, buy your records, find your manager on social media who runs the account?
Yeah. So I think the best. So my number is. I'm just kidding. Actually, my number is on Bless This Mess, track 12, if anybody wants to hit me up. But I guess through flailrecords.com, you can get all the merch and check out all the other bands on Flail. All the bands are fucking great. Yes Ma'am the band on Instagram. And you can stream the music on everything. Spotify, Bandcamp, and YouTube or whatever. And then... Yeah, so through the Yes Ma'am Instagram is probably, and we have Facebook also, but I think we're most active on the Instagram, and that'll be posting like our tour dates and stuff like that, because we're about to announce the Holy Locust dates for New Orleans to the West Coast and back. So the next few days we'll be posting that. Yeah, other than that, flailrecords.com, that would be probably the best for emails or to get merch or hear music. That's probably the best spot to check out. Right
on. Listen, you put out another album. Let's do this again, man. I have fun. And if you do come out to New England, let's have some fun, dude.
Dude. I'll see you this summer. Sure.
Right. Cool, man. I appreciate you doing this, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for having me. It's fucking rad.
Well, when I get low, when I get the itch, I go to the corner, go get my fix. Died at times, baby, it ain't shit. I make Houdini look like a bitch. Yeah, I got them bad dog blues. Got them bad dog blues. I got them bad dog blues. Well, it feels so good and she treat me right. Well, the preacher come, but I don't see the light. Rev you up and she rub you down. You can find that dog all over town. Yeah, I got them bad dog blues. Got them bad dog blues. I got them bad dog blues. All right, baby. Make it sound good. Ride me, baby, like a train on track. When I leave a yard and I come right back. Got long black hair, big blue eyes.